What is an ideal diet? You've probably heard about the keto diet, the vegan diet, the vegetarian diet, the carnivorous diet. There's so much shit all over the news and the internet. And my love, none of it is for you. Hello, my name is Ijapoli Akumeoyibo, which literally translates to sweet life. I'm also a medical doctor, but I'm not here to give you medical advice. Nuh-uh. I'm here to give you dietary advice. I do diet for you. It's way, way deeper than you think it is. We have to look back to your ancestors, really. Every culture and every group of people who have existed in this world have had to adapt to environmental forces beyond their control. People who live in Alaska definitely do not have the same diet as people who live in the South. It's not possible. Social economical situations that you find yourself in that will force you to have a specific diet. I know for a fact that while I was in medical school, I was dying. I was a broke student and I was dying. I want you to think about health as your ecosystem. Whatever you put in is going to be brought out, and vice versa. What you put in your mouth is so important because it controls 99.999% of everything that happens in your life. You don't believe me? Let me break it down for you. Your gut has microbiome, which means that there's a whole other ecosystem out of your control existing inside your intestines. Every time you eat something, the pH, the consistency, the nutrients changes the content of your gut microbiome. Every time that you eat sugar, processed shits, it actually affects your gut microbiome. Every time you eat vegetables and fruits and spices, that also affects the kind of bacteria that grows in your microbiome. Have you noticed that whenever we want to describe certain feelings, we relate it to our body parts? For example, I felt it in my gut. What do you mean by you felt it in your gut? Your emotions, feeling depressed, feeling happy, also depends on your gut. The kind of food you ate as a child affects the kind of bacteria that has developed over time in your gut. People who were breastfed actually have better gut microbiome than those who were first fed processed baby formulas, unfortunately. Now that I've given you a very simple breakdown of what your diet could mean and how important it is, let's talk about what an ideal diet is. There are basic factors that we're going to look at to measure how ideal this diet is. Does it adequately rid me of potential diseases and protect me from them? Does it give me enough nutrients to function and have energy? Does it propel me to take strides and receive stress without breaking down? Can I keep this diet for the rest of my life? This morning, as I'm shooting this video, I am extremely bloated. Why? What's making me feel bloated? To be honest with you, it takes a lot of courage to come on here and really do what my bloated tummy looks like. But I can easily just push it back here. Anyway, I digress. Everything I ate went into my intestines, triggered the bacteria I have in there, and as they're digesting this food I ate, they are releasing gas. Sometimes this gas can be so uncomfortable that it makes you feel uncomfortable. I woke up with a bad mood. That's what this does, that it affects your mood, it affects your self-esteem over time. I have something for you. This is tomato paste. It contains tomatoes, right? Well, yes, but it contains a bunch of other ingredients. I am not saying this directly to affect this brand. In fact, I'm not affiliated with any brands. However, we are here to talk about our health. Let's talk about other ingredients that are in this tomato paste. Tomatoes, sugars, soy fiber, modified starch, corn and tapioca. Tapioca is cassava, salt, acidity regulators, natural colors. There are 2 of them, vitamins and minerals premix, vitamin A, D, E, K, and iron, permitted food color. Now they already give you natural food color, now they're giving you permitted food color. That's the contents of your tomato paste. These food companies, they don't owe you anything. They are here to make a buck. This is capitalism, baby. You don't really expect these people to care about your health when they're making money. Love, be real. I'm not going to shit on any food company because they do it for you. If they didn't add all these things into it, you're not going to buy it because you have an idea of what processed packaged food should look like. You know how hard it is for food companies to get tomatoes gotten in different seasons to match every color every single time? I also want you to get out of the idea that this is food. It is not food. This is a food product. This is a product that has been chemically created for your benefits. As you can see, this is just tomato paste, but there's sugars, there's salt, there's soy, there's corn, and there's cassava, all inside tomato paste. Tomato paste. Now imagine the things that are also hidden in other food items that you eat every single day. And I bet you have no idea what your intestines, your liver, your kidneys, your spleen, your heart, your veins, God, your skin, have no idea what they have to go through to filter out all these chemicals every single day. I can imagine your typical diet. I live in Ghana at the moment, so I'm just going to go through a typical Ghanaian diet. People wake up in the morning, have bread and tea. What's in bread and tea? Nothing. Nothing. This is Ovaltine. I love Ovaltine. I actually used to convince myself that Ovaltine was healthier than Milo. Again, I'm not here to shit on any company. To continue to drink your tea. That's what works for you. More power to you, my love. This is supposed to be chocolate, like a chocolate drink, right? So let's read what's actually in here. From what I understand, ingredients mentioned out at the beginning actually has the highest amount in the product versus the ingredient mentioned at the end, which has the least amount within the product. The first ingredient here is glucose syrup. It says here multi-goodness, 10 vitamins, minerals, creamy taste, malted food drink. And the first ingredient here is glucose syrup. Second ingredient, sugar. At this point, do I need to continue? Malt extract, which is just 25% of the product. We've not even mentioned cocoa powder yet, guys. Vegetable oil. What's vegetable oil doing in your cocoa drink? Cocoa powder. 5 minerals. Like, yeah, I should be proud of that, right? Do you know how many minerals and vitamins are in cocoa? That I should be grateful that you gave me 5 minerals. Ovaltine. Calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, iron, zinc, skimmed milk powder, which means that they took out the fats from the milk and all you're having right now is the protein in the milk. The healthy butter that you need that contains all your fats, soluble vitamins. It's not in these products. You have vegetable oil instead.
These are products made in factories. These are products that require heat and chemicals and high pressure to extract what little oil there is.
The heat and chemicals used in the manufacturing process oxidizes these delicate seed oils. When you eat oxidized vegetable oils like soy, canola, corn, and safflower or sunflower, they create free radicals throughout your body that are highly inflammatory and known to cause heart disease and cancer.
And vegetable oil is a menace, and I think it deserves its own video. Salt, that potassium hydrogen phosphate, emulsifiers, 10 vitamins, niacin, vitamin A, B5, B, B1, B6, B2, folic acid, B12, sodium triphosphates, and vanillin. Vanillin is a flavoring, although it is not made from vanilla. It is synthetically created. So you have bread and tea for bread and chocolate drink for breakfast. Bread, as you know, is just wheat flour. Sometimes margarine. Margarine is vegetable oil. Margarine is not butter. Butter is made from milk fats. Sometimes if you get good bread, maybe. But it's mostly margarine now. Sugar, salt, and flavoring. That's what's in your bread. And baking soda, of course. And you know this. But you eat it every single day. And this trash I just mentioned as you drink. For lunch, you can pity yourself a bit and eat something that actually grows from the ground. Let's say you have yam and egg sauce, rice and stew, fufu and soup. You know, these things are proper food. But within those foods, you still have processed shit in it. You add your Maggi, your Knorr, and each of those items contains salt, sometimes sugar, soy, other starches, plenty of chemicals and synthetic flavorings, and very few spices indeed. And this is what you put in your natural soups. And you eat these things every single day. Now, I don't even want to go into detail about those people who eat a typical American style diet, where your diet every single day consists of processed foods. You're eating cereal in the morning, you're drinking Coke in the afternoon, and you're drinking Red Bull in the night. Ha! And you're wondering why you have diabetes at 35. What did you think was going to happen? What did you think? Let me treat you with some love. It's not your fault, but we can fix it. It's not too late. Now, what even can you eat? Does that mean that everything processed is your enemy? Absolutely not. This is dehydrated onions, and as far as I know, it's just sliced onions that has been dehydrated in a food dehydrator. It's not just vegetables. You can do this with. I've heard people do this with eggs and a bunch of other things. There are different grades to processing food. Let's use cocoa for example. When you get a cocoa pod, you dry it. That's one phase of processing. It's now a dried cocoa pod. When you mill it to make cocoa powder, now you have a second stage of processing. When you've mixed this processed products with other processed products such as milk solids, butter, sugar, flavoring, then you get chocolates. Now that's an ultra processed food because it is processed foods mixed with other processed foods to make a product. Now that's what's bad for you because each of those things contain even lesser nutritional value. You want to keep your processed food intake limited to things within the first and second grades of processing. So stay away from things like cornflakes, because cornflakes is corn that has already been dried, pressed, then they add other things like salt, flavoring, and artificial vitamins and minerals. On that note, I want to talk about artificial vitamins and minerals that you see in your food. You hear words like fortified, enriched, with what? What they're trying to tell you is that the natural vitamins and minerals that occur in this food naturally have most likely been stripped off, and now they're replacing it with synthetic ones so that you don't feel like you're eating absolute crap. That's insane. When I was reading out the ingredients in Ovaltine, I remember that cocoa is so rich in these vitamins and minerals naturally. So is milk. And the fact that they've taken it all out and now they have to fortify it for you, and you pay for that also. Let's not forget, you pay for the extra vitamins. You want to avoid all of these things. Synthetic vitamins come exactly how all man-made things come. They're not perfect. In as much as they can supplement your diet and give you some vitamins and minerals that are not readily available in your everyday meals, they are not perfect. I would always suggest that you consume your nutrients, your vitamins, minerals in the form of fruits coming from nature, fruits from the ground, versus things that have been packaged for you on the shelf. Those things have had to go through multiple processes, multiple hands, and I assure you they would never be as nutritious as the original thing. Let's talk about what you actually want to place inside your diet. You want your palate to be as diverse as possible. Today if you eat seafood, tomorrow eat meat. Try food from other cultures. Try spices you've never tried before. You can't keep eating the same thing that's causing you to bloat and expect something different overnight. It's never going to happen. Secondly, can I sustain this diet? Because we're not trying to go through fad diets where you can only eat them for 3 months, 5 months, and you start experiencing side effects. For example, a raw vegan diet, there are certain nutrients and vitamins that you can't get whilst on a raw vegan diet. You can't tell me you're eating only cantaloupes and pears and you're getting all your B12. You're lying to yourself. You're lying. Stop lying. People who are on carnivorous diet for their gut issues such as geometry issues in their colon, they usually go for a carnivorous diet because it triggers as little inflammation compared to plants. Plants contain natural antibiochemicals because they don't want you to eat them, and they cause mild inflammation every time you eat, such as phytates, for example. But only certain individuals experience side effects from eating these plants. You don't have to be on a carnivorous diet unless that's what's ideal for you. 3, is it nutritious? Is it balanced in nutrition? This is so important. You may just know the major food groups such as carbs, protein, fats, and oil. But there's so much more out there that you're not aware of. Phytonutrients found in plants are tiny chemicals that are found in specific plants. Just like the chemicals found in garlic cannot be the chemicals found in onions. Those phytochemicals are not vitamins such as vitamin A to D or whatever. You need them. So now that we've mentioned 3 criteria for you creating your own ideal diet, let's talk about things that I would suggest you add to your diet. First suggestion, you just listen to me. Supplements. You cannot eat all the nutrients and vitamins in this world, despite what you might think. Your mouth is paying you. I won't give you direct supplements that you should try because that's ridiculous. Each body has its own needs. Menopausal women are completely different from teenage boys. 2, add in sleep and exercise to make your diet work for you. I know it sounds crazy, but yes, try and have your dinner way before it's time for you to sleep so that your body has enough time to digest. That allows you to sleep well, allows your vitamins and your minerals that you've worked so hard for all through the day to enter into your system and to heal your body. You also want to incorporate physical activity because why not? Every time you eat, the sugars, the fat you consume, it goes into your system and it needs to be let out. Add that as part of your diet plan. Excretion should be part of your diet plan. Why else do you drink water? You drink water to stay hydrated and to flush out toxins and waste material. In the same way, you should also add exercise to your diet. I know, right? Exercise to your diet. You also want to make sure that you're fasting. Fasting is part of life. Before food was readily available on shelves and for everywhere to eat, you actually had to fast to be able to get your next meal. And it is just evolutionary good for you. I hope this video comes as a good motivation for you to take your life into your hands and stop depending on food companies and the government to provide information about your health and your diet for you. I want you to take matters into your hand, educate yourself, empower yourself, and choose the ideal diet for you. Thank you so much for watching.